Hello, everybody. My name is Teacher Zdenek. Teacher is not my actual name. My name is Zdenek, and I call myself Teacher Zdenek because I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher, in fact, and this is one of my videos. That's right. Usually, when you switch on your YouTube, that's what you find there, a video. So that shouldn't be a surprise. But what might be a surprise is that on my YouTube channel, the Teachers Denek YouTube channel, you will find all sorts of content. And occasionally there is content to do with football. Yes, football, the beautiful game, not the American football, um, the sport that Americans call soccer. No, that's the one, actually. Yes. Sorry, I confused myself there. Yes, we are talking about football here, the European football, the football that belongs to everyone. I say European football because it's Europeans who normally call it football. There are a lot of countries that just call it soccer for some reason, but that's obviously wrong. We're going to talk about football here, and specifically Fantasy Premier League. Now, what is that? Some people call it FPL, that is the abbreviation, Fantasy Premier League, and it is essentially um, Fantasy Premier League. Okay, I know I haven't really explained it well, but what it is it's a game that you can play, that any of you can play for free. It's not really gambling at all. Uh, there are some prizes you can win, but it's not money. And most likely you're going to lose anyway because there are so many people that play this game. It's incredible. And in this video, I thought that I would tell you about what it is, how you can play it, how you can join, why you should join. And I'm also going to show you my first draft. That's right, because a new Premier League season is starting in about 1 month, and I can't wait for it. I'm absolutely buzzing, as the British people say. It's another way of saying I am really excited. If you are buzzing, I'm still a teacher, so in this video I will also be occasionally explaining some vocabulary because that's what I do in this Learn English with Football series, which is, by the way, the series that you are watching. In case I didn't say it yet, yes. So in this series, I also explain vocabulary. It's called Learn English with Football for a reason, yeah. But normally I have guests and we discuss the Premiership matches. But because we have got a season break, we could call it a preseason actually. A preseason is that period where teams start preparing for a new season. Preseason, that's where all the transfers happen. You have got a lot of transfer rumors. Players are getting linked with certain teams, and players are getting bought and sold and loaned out. What does it mean if a player gets loaned out? Well, if a player gets bought, you understand, somebody buys that player. If a player gets sold, somebody sells that player. If a player gets loaned out, that player doesn't get sold. It still is, this player is still belongs to that team that player has been playing for, but they will sort of be sent to play for a different team for a while as part of a deal, and then potentially they come back, or it's possible that that team keeps that player. Yeah. So there you have it. If somebody gets loaned out, or if a player is sent somewhere for a loan, then that's what is happening. Hopefully, I managed to explain it well. It's hopefully I managed to explain it well. So let's get started. I promised that I would explain to you what the FPL is, what the Fantasy Premier League is, and so let's get cracking. Obviously, this is not a video for people who don't like football, who don't really enjoy the beautiful game. Because to be honest, if you want to play the Fantasy Premier League, then you do have to love football. You will not enjoy playing the Fantasy Premier League if you don't love football, specifically the Premier League, which is the best league in the world, in my opinion. It's the league that gets played on the English soil and occasionally on the Welsh soil as well. But that's it. Yeah. So, guys, without further ado, I have been prolonging this introduction for way too long. I think it's high time I clicked the present button and showed you how to play the FPL. Now, this is a beginner's guide, and you can find it on www.premierleague.com and /news/1252542. A very specific site indeed, I know. But here is how to play. I'm going to read it out for you here. And if there's any interesting vocabulary or anything that requires clarification, then I promise I will explain that to you. So if you're brand new to the FPL, this part is for you. If you've already played FPL before, then uh, you can fast forward this part and um, let's say watch my first draft. But now let me tell you what this is about. So new to Fantasy Premier League, but not sure where to start? The Scout is here to explain everything you need to know. I'm actually not the Scout, but I think it's like this segment or section on this website basically. Yeah, keen to become a Fantasy Premier League manager but not sure how? We've got you covered. That sounds like a marketing sort of um, slogan, doesn't it? By the way, if you're keen to do something, that means that you are interested in doing something. Very interested. Are you interested in becoming one of the managers? Then another way of saying the same would be, are you keen to become a Fantasy Premier League manager? Here we don't have are you keen because um, sometimes in the English language, um, certain verbs are omitted. Here, even the subject was omitted for special effect. It just makes it look more, let's say, personal, and the person reading it might feel more secure or might feel more sort of what's the word I'm looking for? You would just feel like a friend is talking to you or something, right? So you might be more likely to do what they want you to do, to sign up for the Fantasy Premier League. If you want to join the millions of managers who enjoy playing the game, the Scout is here to help you get started. And Zdenek is here as well. The person reading this, everything you need to know about getting started is the game is sorry, I just can't read today, can I? Everything, you know what? I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. No, that is not bigger than X, that's smaller. Just let me just click this plus sign here. That might work. Everything you need to know about getting started in the game is right here. Building a squad. Once you have signed up, FPL managers have a budget of 100 million pounds to spend on an initial squad of 15 players. Now, I have to tell you, they're not going to give you an actual 100 million pounds. No, that's not happening. I'm sorry. Yeah, as much as it sounds like a great idea to give away so much money to everyone, it's not happening. This is obviously fake money, or let's say it's just imaginary money that you will use to spend on players and build your squad of 15 players, as they are saying. A squad consists of two goalkeepers, five defenders, five midfielders, and three forwards. Yeah, so it's always like that. You cannot have just one goalkeeper or five goalkeepers. That's impossible. A maximum of three players can be chosen from any one Premier League club. Now, this means that even if you like, let's say, Tottenham Hotspur, I don't know who uh, who would. possibly like that club, but if you do happen to like that club, it's impossible to choose more than three players from that club. Just like it's impossible to choose more than three players from Liverpool, Aston Villa, or Bournemouth. Whichever club you support and you want to buy players from that team, you cannot buy more than three players, or you cannot have at one point more than three players. Now, this is something that cannot really be broken as a rule. It just the game just won't let you do it, basically. A maximum, yeah, I've just read that, haven't I? Yeah. Let me move on. As you can see, there's also a video which you could watch. Managers must choose a starting 11 from their 15-man squad before each game week deadline. So a game week deadline, it's what does the word deadline mean actually? I think you may know it from business, that when a boss tells you that you have to finish your report by a certain day or by a certain hour. And that means that this is basically like an imaginary timeline, imaginary point on that timeline by which it will be too late if you submit whatever you are submitting um, after that. Yeah, you have to do it before that. Right. So here there are game week deadlines. So you've got 38 game weeks, which correspond to the actual Premier League. Now, that's one of the things. This fantasy league, it sort of follows the actual Premier League, the real football games in the Premier League. So obviously there are 38 games of the season each season, or is it 36? I can't remember. I think it is 38. Oh my god, I think it is 38, right? Let me see. Let me just Google it quickly. How many games are there in a Premier League season? Such a basic question. Of course, 38 games. I don't know why I hesitated there, but this is just a reminder. So that means you will have 38 deadlines, and this is obviously spread throughout a year. So Premier League gets played over, I think, about 10 months, 10 months or something like that. So you will have a lot of fun over those 10 months, but you will have to not meet, but you will have to submit your squad, your starting 11, uh, before each of these deadlines. Yeah, that's the plan. And a deadline is always 90 minutes before the kickoff time of the first match of the game week. Now, what's a game week? Well, it's a week of games, right? That's it's only natural. Usually, each team plays once, and usually the match is on Saturday or Sunday. Occasionally, there could be some matches on Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Depends. It depends. Some matches are postponed, and what also happens is that sometimes you have double game weeks. Usually not at the start of the season, but certain matches have to be postponed because of European fixtures. Fixtures, by the way, the word fixture is another way of saying match. So you've got like European matches, the Champions League, the Europa League, the Europa Conference League, and sometimes teams have to reschedule their matches, and sometimes two games are played within 1 week. That also happens, I think, especially around Christmas in Britain. One match is played on the Boxing Day, then there's one match on the New Year's Eve. I can't remember exactly, but it's very busy period for football, Christmas. So um, sometimes you have double game weeks. Double game weeks um, are cool, but what that means is basically that your team might play twice or something like that. Now, scoring points. Points are awarded to players for goals, assists, saves, and clean sheets. Players can also earn additional points, additional bonus points if they are among the top performers in the bonus point system, BPS, in a match. A team's points per the game week will be scored by their 11 starting players. But if a starting player does not feature for their club, the points scored by the first player on your bench will automatically be counted instead. The same process occurs if two or three starting players fail to appear for their teams. Basically, what you have to remember is when you're choosing your starting 11, ideally make sure you choose players that will play in that match. Now you can't always know, of course, but with the most famous players, with the most popular players, usually they play unless they get injured, which can happen, and in which case one of your substitutes will play instead, and the player that you chose in your starting 11 that doesn't get to play, those players' points don't count because it would be zero, yeah. So you don't want to have a zero. Instead, one of the players from your bench will help out. The same, okay, where was I? Managers should therefore rank their substitutes in order of preference to ensure that their first choice reserve player is first in line. That makes sense. Managers must choose a captain and vice captain for the game week in their starting 11. A captain's score is doubled, but if the selected skipper is another word for captain, in case you're wondering, if the selected skipper does not play in the game week, then the vice captain's score is doubled instead. Vice captain is like a deputy captain, is someone who will, um, who will again, if the captain gets injured or something happens and doesn't get played, usually doesn't happen, but when it does, then it's your vice captain that whose points will be doubled. Yeah. So this is an important choice each week before your deadline. You have to choose your captain. This should be someone who you expect to score a lot of points. So let's remember you get points for goals, assists, saves, and clean sheets. Yeah. So saves, that's for goalkeepers, of course. I mean, a striker could make a save too, but that's usually a red card and a penalty. So you don't want to do that. Besides, in this game, if you if you if you are guilty of if you are guilty of handball and which leads to a penalty, then you will get minus points as well. If your player gets sent off, you also get minus points. So yeah, you don't want that to happen to you, do you? By the way, that thing with conceding a penalty, it might not be true, but definitely when you get red carded, that's for sure. When that player gets sent off, which is another way of saying that player received a red card. Leagues. After entering their squad into the game, managers can join and create leagues to compete with friends and others across the world. And guess what? There is one league for this very YouTube channel, for Teachers Danek YouTube channel. And this league is going to be called, I guess, Teachers Danek League, because that's what it used to be called in the past, unless I rename it into Learn English with Football League, which I think sounds a bit better. I think that's what I'm going to call it, Learn English with Football. Yeah, because obviously everybody can see Teachers Danek in the league, and then if Teachers Danek is not doing very well in the league, then this could be a bit embarrassing. Whereas when the league is called Learn English with Football, some people might not realize that Zdenek is behind this project and he might get away with playing poorly in the league, which I was last season. Yeah, it can happen. Okay, it's not the easiest game, and you have to play it correctly and you have to make the right choices. And sometimes it is about luck as well, and things don't go your way. So yeah, but it is a lot of fun. I can really promise that to you. If you like football, you like the Premier League, you're gonna love this too. I trust me, you will. Okay, so you can compete in up to 25 invitational leagues. So those are like mini leagues among friends. But sometimes there are some bigger leagues. Also, there's a Czech Republic league or France league, depending when you which country you're from. So if you are German, there will be a German league. So those are like mini leagues that you join, and you always score the same amount of points. Yeah. So in all these leagues, your points will always count in the same way. You will have the same amount of points. It's just the people are different. Yeah. So the people you play against are different. So you might be top of the league of the Learn English with Football League, but then not as good in Italian league, or there will be also a league of football fans of your favorite team, because the game will ask you when you register. The game will ask you to choose your favorite team. Okay. Um, yeah. So yeah, this is some stuff about transfers. You can change your players, but you will learn this as you play the game. I don't want to bog you down with all the details here, but it is a lot of fun because players have prices, as you can see, and the most expensive players are called premium players, and you want to get as many of these premium players as you can into your team, but you can't get them all into your team because there's simply not enough money at disposal. The budget is limited, so you can only get like one, two, potentially three, but then you have to get some budget players to even that out, to balance it out. So you also have these chips, wildcard, triple captain, bench boost, free hit. You can read about it here, and most of them you can use like once or maximum twice per season. So when you use that, you have to be sure what you are doing. We can explain that later, or you can just read about it here. And yeah, I mean, why would you even want to play this game? What is the appeal? Yeah, what is the allure? Uh, well, what can I tell you? Um, First of all, I have to tell you that I do not work for Fantasy Premier League. I do not work for the Premier League. I wish I did. I wish I did. I'm an English teacher. I love my job too. It's a fun job, but working for the Premier League would also be fun. I can imagine. As someone who has loved football his entire life, I would be delighted to have such an opportunity. But you know, uh, yeah. So um, you want to play this game if you watch the Premier League anyway. If you watch that league, if you love it, watch games, you want to play this game because chances are that you're going to end up loving the Premier League even more because your sort of joy or enjoyment of watching the Premier League will double or triple, quadruple. It is like that because suddenly you will become interested in other teams' results, not only your own team, and you will cheer occasionally even for other teams and specifically the players from those teams. You will want, if you are an Arsenal fan like me, you will want a Tottenham player score a goal if that Tottenham player is in your squad, which, to be honest, most true Arsenal fans wouldn't do. But let's imagine if you do that, if you buy Harry Kane, then you might want Harry Kane to score a hat trick and still lose with his team, Tottenham, of course. That would be the best case scenario for you there. Right, and it's just a lot of fun. It's an addictive game, and when I say addictive, I mean you can take it seriously and watch all the channels about the FPL because there are so many out there on YouTube channel. And this is not a channel that is specifically dedicated to FPL. It's a channel for English learners. That's why I have been explaining some vocabulary here. And this is a series about football where we discuss the Premier League and I teach you some stuff. Uh, but the game FPL is part of it because the guests that I have and and whoever is a follower of this channel, you guys can join my mini league and we can compete against each other. And you might want to join it within this month. Within this month, because there is time to make your first draft. There's time to register for you and get into the game. If you don't like it, you don't have to play. There's no penalty for not playing. You don't pay anything. It's a free game. Yeah. So I highly recommend playing it. And just to show you more, I am going to now move on to my first draft because this is something I'm really excited about, guys. Yeah. It's the squad selection time. Recently, they have um, announced the prices because every year the prices change a little bit. So I have made some notes here after watching a few YouTube videos online, and I've got a good idea of what I would like to do, but I haven't exactly uh, calculated the prices, so it might not all work. So I will show you how you make up your squad. So how you select your squad. So as you can see, this is it. This is it, everyone. So after registration, you will all be able to see what I see now. And what do we see here? What do we see here? All these players are here, right? So as you can see, I could click auto pick. Now let me show you what it would do. It would do something as horrible as this. It would give me sort of random players. Some of them are decent players, but no, like no outstanding players and no particularly bad players either. So that it just gave me a random choice of players. For example, Watkins is a good choice, I would say. That player will probably be picked by a lot of people. Gabriel Jesus might be an amazing choice, but honestly, it's not fun doing it like this, and this wouldn't even work if I. These some of these players, Virgin van Dijk. I'm sorry, but he's not in his best form. So, although I would say, like all things considered, I've got Wilson, Sterling is here, Mount. It's not the worst pick. It's not the worst auto pick. Shouldn't I just do this? Wouldn't this be such an anticlimax to just end the video here and say, oh, this is my first draft? No, because this is not fun. So I'm going to click reset. And now, as you can see, I've got 100 million pounds at disposal. Again, this is not real money, okay? So don't get too excited. Um, Add goalkeepers. Now, here on the right, you can see the obviously I can pick any players playing currently in the Premier League. Here is their price. So certain goalkeepers are more expensive. Those are goalkeepers that play for the better teams or are expected to play well, and the same applies to the players. So and also here, this shows like how many people have selected, I believe, that player. I think. Hang on, I'm not sure about this. What is this? This is something I'm not sure about. These two asterisks. What does that refer to? I think it's about how many because I feel like these players that are being shown on this first page here, those are the players that are chosen by people the most. I think so. Yeah. Although why would people choose Ivan Toney, who cannot play because he has been suspended um, after being caught betting on sports, betting on his own team or against his own team? Yes, I think he has got like, is it a 10 month ban or is it 8 month, maybe 8 month ban or something like that? Crazy. But I think we need to find our first goalkeeper. So this time I'm gonna go for low budget goalkeepers. So in the past, I used to have someone like Ederson from Manchester City, but I think this time I'm going to go for budget goalkeepers. And the goalkeepers that I have here on my cheat sheet are three goalkeepers that I'm interested in. Pickford. Yeah, Pickford is England's number one, by the way. So we can click here and to see Pickford's stats and also the fixtures because this is what matters. You, green fixtures means those are relatively easy matches. Yeah. So as you can see, Everton, that's where Pickford is. That's the team that Pickford plays for. Everton has a relatively good start. Four playable matches until they face Arsenal, and then it's also quite good. So I feel like Everton, even though they barely stayed up last season, I feel like getting at least one Everton player might not be a bad choice. And when it starts getting harder for them, like here, you don't want to own Pickford or you just bench him. So I think Pickford would be a good choice for us. So I am getting Pickford into my team. And then I have got a choice of Bernd Leno, who is an ex-Arsenal player who plays for Fulham. So that's one player that I might be interested in. I'm just gonna check his stats. Actually, look at this. This is not good because, um, yeah, this is not good at all. A game against Everton, yeah, so that doesn't away game against Everton. That doesn't seem like a good idea because Everton fans, new season, like a clean slate, they will be up for it. And then Arsenal, Manchester City. No, I'm not getting Leno. Bad choice. But there's a goalkeeper called Flecken playing for Brentford that I have scouted, and I want to get this goalkeeper because Brentford's matches seem to be very good. Maybe Spurs at home not the best fixture to start with, but that's why I will start with Pickford. But then look at all these fixtures, all green. Yeah. So these are my two goalkeepers, not very expensive. So that's good because I can now get some premium players because that's who I should start with. So a player that I definitely want in my team is Haaland. Yeah, everybody's gonna pick him. Yeah, he's gonna be the most popular player because he's just able to score so many goals, and that which will grant you a lot of points. Let's see how Manchester City start. Oh, they've got a home match against Newcastle, which is for some reason red, but I think they will be fine. They start away from home at Burnley. That's a good game. Yeah, definitely Haaland has to be in the team. But how many people have actually picked Haaland? 84% of people playing this game have picked Haaland. So, yeah, I'm being boring here, but you cannot play this game at the moment without this player. It's just, if you don't have Haaland in your team, you're missing out a lot. I mean, it is possible to play the game without him, but I would not recommend it. And also, he's the one that is going to be captained for my games most of the time. I can't see anyone else being captain unless he gets injured or something happens, because he's pretty much guaranteed that starting spot. He's the first name of the team sheet in the Pep Guardiola's team, and also he's on penalties, which is another important aspect to consider when you're getting players um, into your team. You want to get players who potentially take penalties because penalty is almost a guaranteed goal, right? And that means points for your team. So another premium player I want is Alexander Arnold, right? Because he's a defender who kind of plays like a center midfielder anyway. The fixtures are not the best, but I will still go for him because I need someone from Liverpool, and it's gonna be him. Salah would be a popular choice. You can see, only 25% of people picked Salah. That is weird. That doesn't normally happen. I think it's because of like this bad start. I think that's why people are just not going for him. And also, last season Salah was a bit disappointing. Now, I also need Saka, the Arsenal player Saka, in my team. That's for sure. And I was thinking also Odegaard. Now, why do I want two Arsenal midfielders? Because look at the fixtures. It's all green. It's such a good start. Even the Manchester United at home is not the worst fixture. And then Spurs, the derby, the Arsenal will be absolutely, you know, up for that game. So I think we get these two players. I'm not sure. I might still change it. Yeah. They scored a lot of points last season. So I'm looking at like those expensive players and see if this is going to work. Now I also want one. Now let's finish the defense. So Reece James from Chelsea, who used to be very good, but oh my God! But he starts against Liverpool at home. I think I'll still do it. Um, he's a great player who may return a lot of points, so I'm going for him. Then I want Gabriel from Arsenal, who is very cheap, only 5 million, also capable of scoring goals. And we have seen that Arsenal have an amazing amazing sort of lineup or starting fixtures, let's say. And then I want either from Walker from Manchester City, who is only 5 million, but he doesn't score that many goals. Okay, let me get Walker. And then I think I need one cheaper defender. Someone like either Estupinian from Brighton, who is 4.5, or Baldock from Sheffield, who is um, who is quite nailed on. If a player is nailed on, it means that he is guaranteed, almost always guaranteed to play, that the manager will always pick that player. So I think Baldock from Sheffield isn't nailed on, but I'm not sure if I don't want to get someone better. Um, yeah, you see, the fixtures are not too bad either. We will try with Baldock if we have more money after picking my uh, uh, five other players. If we have more money, we might upgrade this player for someone else. All right, now we want someone from West Ham because, as you guys know, I love West Ham as well. It's one of my favorite teams. So I want Jared Bowen. It's my favorite. I think he's oh, what have I done? I've clicked something wrong. So here we go, Jared Bowen. We still have 25.5 million left. Then let's see. I could get Gibbs White. Gibbs White from Forest. Gibbs White is the young up and coming player who is currently at the under 21s, and he's doing really well there. So I could get him. Nottingham Forest. Let's check. Oh my goodness! Look at these terrible fixtures. No, bad idea. I'm not getting this player just yet. I will get him later. I will transfer him in later in the season. Instead, I could get Mbomo of Brentford. He's more expensive though. Let's see. He is more expensive, but Brentford's fixtures are very, very good. Yes, so I think I could get him. And then there are three players left, and I still have 19 million left. So who can I get? Who can I get? I could get. I said I would get someone from Brighton. So how about Enciso? Enciso sounds like a good idea. Enciso from Brighton, uh, because Brighton have amazing fixtures as well, but only the first three. So I think I will sell Enciso after the third match because then it starts getting really bad. So I don't think I want that many Brighton players in my team, potentially just one. Let's see if we can go with Enciso. And then we have got 13.5 million left for two strikers. Well, that means we need to get some cheaper strikers. I could get Wissa from Brentford again because we saw that Brentford have amazing games, so I could get this striker Wissa. Um, I could, and then I have 7.5 million left. Now, bear in mind this is just the first draft, so I could still change it and record another video before the start of the season. But I just wanted to show you what this game is about and how much fun it is picking your team. Um, yeah, I don't know about this one, guys. I'm not sure. Or I could get someone who will just be on my bench, like Balogun. Balogun would be a little bit of a punt. So if you take a punt, it's like a little risk or little sort of it's like a roll of the dice, let's say. A punt, yeah? You take a punt. It might work, but it might not work. But I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get Balogun. Oh, don't we have already three players from Arsenal? You see, this is where it starts getting interesting. You cannot have more than three players from one team. So we're not gonna get Balogun. But we could get Joao Pedro from Brighton. Yeah, because Brighton, we said we would only have one Brighton player, but we can bench this guy. He's not very expensive, right? So he could be like an option for bench. He's not expensive. Brighton are great. Let's see. So now we have 8 million left. So who could we get for 8 million? Could we get someone really good? Gabriel Jesus, you see? Or Ollie Watkins. Let's check Aston Villa's fixtures. Hmm. not that great, if I'm honest. Later, I will get Ollie Watkins here, but I don't want to start with him. So Gabriel Jesus might be a good option. He's a striker, so he could score me some goals. I could also get Darwin Nunez, but didn't we say that Liverpool doesn't have the best fixtures? I think we did. We also don't have anyone from Chelsea. Oh, we have James, but we have no one from United. So we could get someone. Yeah, but I don't like United strikers. Yeah, we would have to get Rashford from United. Okay, let's just check what would happen if we got. Let's just check what would happen if we got Martial. Where is he? I've seen him here somewhere. Here he is. Martial, I just want to see what matches United have. Wolves at home, Nottingham Forest at home. Actually, it's not too bad. I mean, there's Arsenal here, but we could just bench. Shouldn't we just get, instead of Odegaard, we might just get Rashford. Oh, it's 9 million. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what happens. So we can get Rashford. And then we have 7.5 million left. See, I'm still not happy about this Walker here as well. I'm not sure. I mean, you would only want to get a defender who doesn't score goals that much. Like Walker doesn't score goals so much or makes assists. You want to get such a defender if you expect their team to produce a lot of clean sheets. Yeah, because you get extra points. Defenders get, I think, 4 or 5 points for. I think it's 4 points for a clean sheet. So why is there still Shaka? Shaka is going to Bayern Leverkusen, isn't he? Shouldn't be here. I think I'm removing Walker as well, and so I still have one defender here and one more forward. How exciting is this, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about this? Is this fun? I don't know. I don't know what you think, but I'm just doing this to show you what you can do yourselves, yeah? And you can fiddle with this. To fiddle around, I think it's also to fiddle around with something is to spend time in activity that does not have a real purpose. Well, it does have a purpose, but you just have a little bit of fun here. I could get Madison because he's coming. He's joining Tottenham, despite him saying that he hates Tottenham in the past. Who wouldn't hate Tottenham, by the way? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Help me, help me. I don't know who to get. Okay, I need one more striker here. So I've got some options. So I've got this guy, Morris from Luton. But Luton, are they going to score a lot of goals? Let's check this guy, Morris. This guy has been recommended to me by someone. Apparently, he's a good player. But, but, what fixtures do Luton have? Burnley at home, West Ham at home, Wolves at home. I don't know why these fixtures are green. I mean, Luton is a newly promoted team. It's going to be bloody hard for them. I'm not sure about this, guys. I'm not sure about this. This guy might be benched. I might just play on one striker as well, just Haaland. So if I play Morris, I still have 7 million to spend on a defender. So that would be like I could buy like a premium defender. Let's see what options there are. There's Kieran Trippier, who is an excellent defender who gets a lot of points, but Newcastle fixtures are just awful, as you can see. They're so hard. So you don't want to buy a Newcastle player at this point. No. Later on. I think I'm going to get someone more expensive here. I could get this new guy from Chelsea, Nkungu. What's his name? Nkungu, something like that. Nkungu. Oh no, it's a bit of they start with Liverpool at home. That might not be the worst, but I don't trust Chelsea so much. That's the problem. I already have James. Dear, I don't know. I feel like maybe I should just go for Gabriel Jesus, honestly. Gabriel Jesus of Arsenal. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now we have 4.5 million left. So that means that
we can get a cheaper defender. Why don't we get Sofal? Because we like Czech players, obviously, because Zdenek is from the Czech Republic. We can get Vladimír Sofal from the Czech Republic, who plays for West Ham, and I think he will be in starting 11. West Ham's fixtures are not that great, but West Ham are good at defending. If David Moyes stays, anything can happen in these matches except the Man City game. You don't expect that. You don't expect any return from that game. But let's just have some fun and choose Vladimir Sofal for now. This is only the first draft, remember? So what I want to click here is enter squad. And I want to name my team. And I've always named my team Teachers Denek Team, but that sounds a bit boring. Um, but I think I should do that because now everybody will know who this is, right? My favorite club is going to be, of course, Arsenal. And I agree with terms, and I'm entering my squad. Let's do it. So here we go. This is my team. We can also design our kit. And honestly, don't care about this so much. But what if we just choose something absolutely atrocious just for fun? Something ugly. Let's make an ugly, very ugly um, kit. Very ugly team kit. So your team kit is your shirts and shorts and socks, right? Oh my god, this is so ugly. Look at this. No one would want to play in this. It's all black. Okay, let's make it purple. All right. Yeah, that's not nice. What if our sleeves are like that? Okay. What a terribly looking kit. Imagine if this team wins the whole league. Because I'm competing only against other 10 million managers. By the way, you are called a manager. You are one of the managers here. And this is me. I'm the manager of my team. Total players 1 million, but it's going to go up to 10 million or more. These are players who have entered their squad like I did, the first draft, but there's going to be like 10 times more, trust me. And you can be one of those people. And when you do enter your squad, make sure that you join my league, which I used to call Teachers Denek League, but, 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 I think I will rename it into Learn English with Football because I think it sounds more fun. Right, but how do I create my league? I forgot how to do this. Wasn't it? I thought it would happen automatically, but probably not. Okay, I guess we can create it here. Create, join new leagues. Okay, let's see. I think we have to create it again. All right, we are creating a new league, and it's going to be called create a league, right? Standard league. Okay, there we go. It's going to be called Learn English with Football. Learn English with Football. Features Denek. Oh, there's no space for more. Well, let's just do Learn English with Football then. That's enough. That's enough. That's my league. And here we go. Creating the league. And now all of you can join this league after you enter your team. So, where is the league? Why can't I find it anymore? Who can see it? Oh, it's here. It's here. So, what I want to do is to invite friends. You guys are going to be the friends. Here is where you join. You enter this code. The code is JCXAXO. I will also There will also be a link which you can find in the description of this video, which you can just click and then automatically join. Join my league. Yeah. I would like you to join the league, especially if you watch this YouTube channel. I know sometimes I get people in the league that I have no idea who they are, where they come from, and it's a bit sad because then I cannot really talk to them when I do my show, Learn English with Football, and I always name them on the show, like saying that they are in the league, they are doing well, but then I have no idea who these people are. So it's more fun if I know who the people are. So it even if there are only a few people in the league and I know who they are, I'm enjoying myself more. But honestly, if you want to join, just join. I cannot stop you. So yeah, and that's it. So that's all I wanted to show you today, guys. I hope this has been useful, and I think it's time for me to call it a day. And let's look forward together to the start of new season and the start of new Fantasy Premier League season as well. All right, guys, you take care, and if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Cheers.